car last week. Somebody. Discovered the idea. So it is better to use shared. Okay. Then a negative is they did not invite me to the party. And a question is, when did they build those houses? Now we know that all these sentences are in past simple, and how we can find out simple? We look at second form of verb. Okay, second form of verb. Now when we use simple sentence in past tense, we use second form of verb, like stole, like shared. When we use a negative sentence in past tense, like did not, then we use first form of verb. Or when we make question in past tense, like did they, we use first form of verb. So past tense is all about second form of verb. Whatever the subject is, I, you, we, they, he, she, it, Ali, Maria, okay, computer, could be any of the subjects, singular or plural, first person, second person, third person, whatever the subject we always use second form of verb in positive sentence, negative sentence plus first form, and question plus first form of verb. Okay. Now, how are we going to change past simple sentences into past passive? Let's look at this be. Now, when we talk about past, this be will be was and were. Okay. In present, it is MR, and in past, it is was and were. And the subject, verb, and object will be utilized into passive. So the object of active is the subject of passive. My car. Now my car is singular. It's one thing that we are talking about. So I will use was. My car was. Stole is second form. Like I told you, in passive, we always use third form of verb. My car was stolen last week. Okay, by somebody. Now this is a very realistic situation. I can say my car was stolen last week. Okay, and definitely I don't know who did it. Okay, if I know who did it, I would go to that person and I would report him into the police station. I would, maybe um, have a fight with him or her or whoever that person is. But because such things are not known, you know, we say my car was stolen last week. This is a very realistic situation. Therefore, in activities, somebody stole my car last week. I don't know who that person is, because if I know, probably things would be different. So I would have a fight with that person. I would report a case into the police station, but nothing is there. So we say that my car was stolen last week. Subject, verb, and the object goes into the end if we want to use that. Somebody shared the idea yesterday. Similarly, subject, verb, object. So the object will become the subject. The idea was shared yesterday by somebody. We don't know who did it. Okay? We don't know. Mhm. क्या है? जी जी. How do we recognize? Uh, well, how to find out if a sentence is active or passive? The simplest idea is if you have to look at two things. For example, you have to look at verb, okay? What form of verb is used? Like I said, in third form of, in passive, we always use third form of verb. So if there is a sentence, if it is a sentence of present simple, for instance, it will have first form of verb. If it is past, it will have second form of verb. But yes, there is also a option of third form of verb in present perfect. We'll talk about that after this one. But there is also a indication into finding that out. The formulation of is stolen or was stolen, this is going to tell us that how a sentence is formulated. Either it is an active one or a passive one. Look at the verb first of all. Okay, look at the verb. Which form of verb is used? One thing, and which helping verb is there? If there is third form of verb and there is mr, that is passive present. Was were, passive past. Have been, has been. Okay, then and third form, that is present perfect passive. Had been plus third form, past passive. And if it is future, will be done, for example, and third form, then it will be future passive. If it is a modal verb, may be done, could be done, should be done, would be done, can be done, might be done. So in that case, there will be may and be, and then third form of verb. We are coming to that as well. One by one, we'll be going to that so that it's easy to swallow one piece at a time. But uh, instantly, active sentence will have its normal form of verbs. Present form, past form, I mean first form of verb for present, second form of verb for past, third form for present perfect, first form for future. But in passive, it is always third form of verb. Okay. Now, if you look at, they did not invite me to the party. Okay. Here again, we have subject, verb, object. I is object here. This I will turn into subject. It will be like I was not. And why I'm using was not? Because this is a negative sentence. They did not invite me to the party. So I was not invited to the party by them. I was not invited to the party by them. If you look at the question, why did they build those buildings? Okay, it's a question. Now, we have this helping verb, subject, and that is the main verb. And those houses is the object of that sentence. So we say that when were these houses built by them? Okay. When were these houses built? Why did I use were? Because of this plural subject. Okay. The object of active became the subject of passive, and it is a plural subject, therefore I'm using were. So when were these houses built? By them, if you